Peace be with you and welcome to Spiritual Court. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning back, welcome back, my beautiful Soul Tribe family. It has only been a few videos ago that you and I have been here hanging out, on the online web, virtually getting together. Truth and clarity is always the celebratory energy amongst my Soul Tribe family. And I'm so glad that we're just rooted in divinity. That's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful feeling to see balance coming in, right? Finally, long overdue. They say patience is a virtue. I feel like a lot of you have earned that title, patience. You've earned that certification by way of being patient, slow and steady wins the race. Although, the finish line really isn't a finish line. It's just really creating a body of work as you're passing through this life, passing time, leaving a legacy. There is no finish line. And so you decided the rabbit and the hare. Slow and steady wins the race. That's what I just heard. You were focused. You were patient at times that you really felt impatient. You were nice to yourself at times that maybe you were angry with yourself about decisions that you had made. And then you learned to have a conversation with yourself and say, self, I forgive you. You did exactly what you were supposed to do when you were supposed to do it. You saw exactly what you needed to see when you needed to see it. You heard what you needed to hear when you needed to hear it. And now that that time has come and gone, you've forgiven yourself, you've forgiven others, and you've released the past successfully. And now the new cycle is absolutely jubilant, exuberant, something that's really, really high frequency, person, place, and thing. You're aligning yourself with all good things. And for that, the universe is eternally grateful. We're having a nice, conversation, I feel, silently, publicly, internally with the universe. It is a beautiful, hysterical conversation. When you can look at your dark night of the soul and all you can do is laugh, woo, you have made it. I feel like you've made it to some point and or another within yourself. When you can look at your dark night of the soul, what you've had to go through, the people that you encountered with the higher understanding, seeing things from the Christ consciousness energy with Christ-like vision. You see it from a higher perspective. You will throw your head back and laugh. You will look up at the sky and laugh. Buddhist proverb. Come on in. Archangel Michael, divine ancestors, beautiful spirit team, spirit beings, alien beings, supernatural beings, real intelligence, not artificial intelligence. Thank you for being here in Spiritual Court. Please put a shield of protection around me as I channel this energy respectfully for the divine, being a messenger of the Most High God. What is the current energy? What is it that we need to know? Northern. You're in your North Node, y'all. Shout out to the people that read the cards backwards. I love you. Listen, you're in your North Node, okay? Period. This does conclude the reading. Yeah. Like North Node, yeah, period. No comma, no dot, 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 no semicolon, no, period. You're in your North Node and everything that that represents, which is high frequency, more self-love, more wisdom, more going within, more enjoying your own company, right? What is the current energy? And then you got somebody in their South Node. Okay? You got a Satanist out here that's dead set on stopping you. What's this energy that I'm picking up? So you got Northern. You're in your North Node. This person's in their South Node. Somebody refuses to change. Somebody doesn't have what it takes to change. They've stunted their own growth. Going through these cycles and continuing to be diabolical, dedicated to being diabolical. The devil is dead ass energy. Somebody was dedicated to the dark and you were dedicated to, I just heard spiritual survival. So this could have been somebody that you had to get away from. Oh, goodness. Yeah, Spirit says what I'm saying is the truth. Okay, this person feels defeated. This is somebody that won't stop until they win. That's what I heard. Damn. The devil got this person bound. Python spirit, the devil's squeezing the life out of this person, and somebody doesn't like the fact that you're confident right now in your North Node. A lot of confidence right now, a lot of self-esteem, high vibrational energy coming from your north node. Okay. What's this? What's this, Satanist? Something like that. Somebody's obsessively watching you. Okay. This could be a group of people. This could be one person in particular. Excuse me. You got the Page of Swords. They're watching you. Clarify. Why do we need to know this? Because they're watching you get a victory. You overcame something that somebody didn't think that you would ever overcome. Clarify the North Node energy. Somebody's watching you get a victory. King of Wands energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Six of Wands is Leo energy. Clarify. Why is that here? Holy Spirit. Somebody's watching you get a victory. They're watching you alchemize some type of energy that they sent to you. So all the energy that was sent, they're watching you alchemize it. Somebody knows that the God that you serve don't play about you. This person refuses to see the truth. Look at them. They're watching, but they refuse to change. The Hangman is in the reverse. You know, the Hangman in the upright means that sometimes the universe will put you in a position to see something from a different perspective. Those are good karmic cycles, you know, where you get to like make a mistake and then you got that mercy and grace and then you learn from it and you sit back. You're like, you know what? I was wrong about this, or I wasn't wrong about this, or you call judgment down over the circumstance, the situation, the person, and the place, and you get the wisdom and you move on, right? Those are good karmic lessons. Those are nice, you know, spiritual reminders and slaps on the wrist, like, don't do that again, right? Type energy. But this person refuses to see things the way that they need to see them. And that is by way of the truth. The fact of the matter is you have the victory over something. I just heard you have the victory over your enemies. Yeah, you're coming out as the wounded warrior, but you are still a warrior nonetheless. You're coming out as somebody who is the victor over their enemies. You're satisfied. Your enemy is at peace. So your enemies outside of you are just watching. Okay. I don't know. Clarify what's going on, Holy Spirit. You could have had to get into this King of Wands energy. Whenever I think of King of Wands, I think of warrior. I think of fire. I think of war. You have a victory in this war. Whatever this was, you got the full energy. Somebody's just watching you move forward. Clarify the Hangman in the reverse for this Satanist. Clarify what's going on. This person feels intimidated by you. Somebody tried to block your intuition. Same old thing. Sis boom ba. Yada, yada, yada ass energy. Somebody tried to block your intuition. You got the Two of Swords, okay? You had to make a decision. So you prayed for enlightenment. You went within with the sun's energy, okay? You got grounded, big Gaia energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. And you said, let me see what it is I need to see. Yeah, this cleared up all confusion. With the sun's energy, the sun also represents fire. The sun represents desire. The sun represents the heart chakra. You prayed for enlightenment. You went within, you surrendered it, whatever the prayer was, and you saw what this was that you needed to see. And in order to move about whatever this is, whatever this victory was that you got, you navigated like a spiritual pro. You absolutely did. Yeah, you saw right through these illusions. You said, this is not my energy. This is not my body. This is not my energy. So whatever somebody was projecting, they were unsuccessful, to say the least. So maybe this is why they're watching. Clarify the Two of Swords and the Seven of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, look, they're heartbroken because they couldn't confuse you. They couldn't put you in this whirlwind of whatever this is, what heartbreaking confusion. Clarify they're watching with an inability to change how they see you. Somebody is phony and fake. Page of Cups. Okay. Somebody could have been trying to present an offer to you under some form of an illusion, and you saw right through it with the sun. The sun not only, you know, is enlightenment, but it burns through these lies. It cuts through these lies. It destroys them. Anything that is not real that is around you has to walk through that fire. That's holy fire. Yeah, you're a healer. Now someone's in awe. Who's this King of Wands? Yeah, King of Swords. You're coming up as somebody that is all the kings. You're coming up as a warrior, big divine masculine energy. You could be a feminine too, though, in this energy. Something could have thrusted you up out of that Empress energy, and you might have needed to go to war. In fact, I know you did. You balanced something out with the Satanist. Clarify the Satanist. You got the Six of Pentacles and the Star. This person paid somebody. Could have paid a Satanist to take something from you. The ultimate wish fulfillment. That's what I just heard. Somebody was really focused on getting something out of this. This is giving, I always get what I want type energy. This is how this person's coming off. Clarify Satanist. Yeah. So they paid a Queen of Swords in the reverse. Okay. Or this is this person. This person is a Satanist. Why is the Queen of Swords in the reverse? What's going on? The Chariot. Somebody could have tried to come towards you. What's the Chariot? Something that they did in the past. Clarify this Queen of Swords in the reverse. Satanist energy. This cycle is over. Somebody paid somebody to stop you from moving forward. Going towards your North Node. It's written in the stars. This is your divine birthright. This is your right to have whatever this is. And you got a devil somewhere that doesn't like the way things are playing out. So they paid somebody. Queen of Swords in the reverse. Interesting. The World. This shit is over. Six of Cups in the reverse. Somebody is crazy. It's almost like somebody called down judgment on you. Yeah, they did. And they ended up getting kicked out of spiritual court. Whoever this person is, they could have gone to the higher ups, if you will, the courts of heaven. They could have called on powers and principalities, or maybe they're part of some organization, and they called down judgment on you. Okay. They did it quite harshly. These people tested your spirit. Somebody called down judgment and did you a favor because you're innocent. It's like being pulled into spiritual court and you're innocent, only to be found not guilty. And now somebody's sad about this. Five of Cups. This person's crazy. It's like somebody saying, yeah, I'll get you. I'll call judgment down on you. You show up to spiritual court and your hands are clean and you coming up as a star. You're coming up as the Six of Wands, somebody that won their spiritual court case. Somebody is crazy. Clarify this Queen of Swords in the reverse. Yeah. Somebody went digging a little too deep into your business. This is like digging into your spiritual resume, wanting to know who you are. How did you get to this rank? How did you get to this level? What organization are you with? This is this kind of person. This person's got a lot of questions. They're quite inquisitive. So somebody went digging in your spiritual background to find out, who are you? How did you get to this level? How did you get this power? Are you initiated anywhere? Somebody was really doing some digging. Okay, so they went into your past. They went into your most painful Akashic records with the Six of Cups in the reverse, with the hopes that they could use that against you in spiritual court by way of spiritual law. They broke the law with the Five of Cups. It's like calling the police, saying this person did something, and only to find that this person is innocent and you end up in jail. It's that type of energy. The person that called ended up in jail because you made a false report. You went to spiritual court and you made a false report. That's what you did. Clarify this person. Queen of Swords in the reverse. You paid somebody for power. This is really what you wanted. This is somebody who is overly intimidated by your strength, by your story, what you've had to go through. They don't like the fact that you don't look like what you've gone through. This person felt as though they needed to humble you. And they don't have the right. They don't have the ranking. So your God showed up and said, I don't play about mine. This person got backed up. You got a lot of love from the Galactic Confederation. You got a lot of love from a lot of alien beings, supernatural beings, King of Cups to the King of Swords to the King of Wands. That's given forefathers and foremothers. Okay. Ancestors. Somebody called you in the spiritual court. Clarify this person. Yeah, they called you in the spiritual court and they did it real nasty, like real funky, like real talking out the side of your neck, like you really went in, didn't you? Not a wands. You were in a haste. You rushed into spiritual court. I call judgment. I know this person's doing something. They're this. So you made all these, suggested allegations about somebody that was innocent. And then you end your punk ass up in spiritual jail in the Five of Cups. Look how you landed on your own sword. Look at the mess that you made. You made a big old mess. You got the devil in the reverse, showed up to spiritual court and put the devil on his back. The devil got mollywopped. The devil dropped. The devil is dead. Ding dong, the devil's dead. Ding dong, the devil's dead. Ding dong, the wicked devil is dead. Ding dong. Four cups, missed opportunities, sitting up in spiritual court. And spiritual court is saying, why are you wasting our time? Why are you here? Why did you call judgment down on this person? Well, I thought that I said it. And then you went so far as to project your nasty energy onto somebody with the seven of cups in the reverse, with the hopes that spiritual court would see them in a very dark ass energetic light. You wanted spiritual court to call judgment down on this person, innocent person, and their karma after you projected your karma onto them so that this person would show up in spiritual court in a diabolical energy. You try to pull a fast one over ascended masters. That has to be quite pathetic. That has to feel quite embarrassing. You tried to pull the wool over somebody's eyes. So you tried to do a switcheroo with the karma, and then you called judgment down on the person with the hopes that they would be under some type of harsh judgment because of your negligence that you projected onto somebody. But the devil's in the reverse. This person that you call judgment down on is coming up in the star, the chariot, and the fool. They're minding their business. This is a healer. Six of swords. They've healed. They're coming up as the high priestess. You call down judgment over a chosen one, and you end up going to spiritual jail. Brilliant. This is why I let my enemies do whatever they want to do. Let them. You really want to know who they are? Let them. Clock that T. Let them. You got death in the reverse. Somebody has to put something to rest. They got to walk away. Eight of Cups, they've been advised by spiritual court, by the higher ups, by the ascended masters, by the rulers, I just heard. This person's a part of some type of satanic group, okay? And even the people in this person's group have some type of respect for you, chosen one. Clarify. They see this person as a liar. They see this person as a liar. They see this person as somebody not to be trusted. With the Ten of Swords, yeah, somebody tried to switch out karma, put it on you, then call down judgment. So you get caught with all this dirt around you, all this nasty energy around you. But you saw right through it. Two of Swords. You saw right through it. This person wanted you to be seen as somebody who was as destructive as them in spiritual court. They wanted spiritual court to throw the book at you. That didn't happen. Hence the fact that they are in the Five of Cups. Death in the reverse. Somebody tried to take you out. This was a bad plan, man. This person definitely consulted with some spirits of like confusion, but it's still a beautiful plan because we're watching an enemy, a group of people take themselves out. No doubt. Very easily, very effortlessly, unbeknownst to them. Begrudgingly, they walk away. They don't want to walk away. Begrudgingly. Okay? It's quite difficult to miss this opportunity to take out an earth angel. It's very twisted. It's very sick and demented. Five of Swords. Somebody feels intimidated by your rank. Blood, sweat, and tears is what I just heard. Somebody doesn't know what you had to go through to get to the high priestess energy. They should have stayed in their own Akashic record. They should have stayed in their own lane. They should have minded their own business. Somebody went digging and digging and digging and digging. Look. You're being found innocent. You're being found to be sane. Nine of Swords in the reverse. Feel like this person was projecting a lot of their nasty insanity onto you so that you would show up wearing their karma. So that spiritual court would judge you energetically based on the shit that somebody thought they were going to dump on you. Well, that didn't happen. With the Six of Cups in the reverse, that backfired. With the Seven of Cups in the reverse, that backfired. With the Page of Cups trying to block your intuition and your dream state, that backfired. With the Three of Swords and the Two of Swords, somebody's trying to separate you from your intuition with the hopes that they could sacrifice you in front of everybody. This is a humiliation ritual. Look. Somebody wanted you out, desolate, crazy, wandering, looking around, disconnected from source, disconnected from your spirit body, disconnected from your physical body. Somebody wanted you to look crazy. Seven of Swords. So they went to great lengths behind the scenes to pull some type of insidious cords. Somebody wanted to be the puppeteer. Somebody wanted to pull the strings. This person wanted to be the puppet master. They figured if they had just destiny swapped with you, their karma, and then called down judgment. So they did magic. They manipulated energy. Okay. Then they ran to these people in their organization, the higher ups or the people who run their crown and tell them what to do. And they said, I call judgment on this person after they did magic over you. Okay. This is what they did. Spirit says to state the way it happened in that order type ass energy. So then you did magic over the chosen one. You snuck behind the scenes. You said, I'm going to be this master magician. You conjured up some bullshit, tossed it at the chosen one with the hopes that they would be humiliated and left out in the cold so that you could prove that they were crazy, they were insane. And Nine of Swords is in the reverse. So now you're the one looking crazy in spiritual court. And then you got the devil too. And now you got the Five of Pentacles. You wanted this person humiliated. And the people in your organization see you as somebody that has betrayed them because you lied. This is your dark magic. This is your spiritual energetic signature. You lied. You lied in the face of spiritual court. And you're the one that calls somebody into spiritual court. You lied. Now you got to fry or get laid to the side. Five of Wands in the reverse. Last time I checked, Five of Wands in the reverse was a loss, was an L. You had to take that L. Ten of Swords, down for the count. This is probably one of the most interesting cases that I've channeled in spiritual court. You ran in spiritual court, all gung-ho, 10 toes down. You was ready. I call judgment. This person is evil. They're crazy. They're luku. They're cuckoo. They're loco. They're cuckoo. They're this, they're that. They're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs ass energy. But all the time behind the scenes, your ass is getting, listen, you getting judged on the dark ass magic that you created. Let's start there. Spirit says you might have to set up a payment plan with the devil, because if you pay this all in full, you don't even know how you're going to get out of this. You've cursed your bloodline. You're supposed to be here fixing shit in the world, and you out here causing problems for no reason because you don't like the way somebody shows up, because they intimidate you, because you feel like they outrank you when somebody's not even pulling rank. They're simply minding their own business. So you went and you did magic. You projected your nasty stuff. You did death magic too on a chosen one. Ooh, child, I know you lied. Got the Knight of Swords. You went in for the attack. You said this is going to work. And then when the chosen one alchemized it, you ran into spiritual court. You called judgment. And the energy that they saw around the chosen one that you said belonged to the chosen was your diabolical energy. Because when it returned to sender, it went right back to you. And now you're sitting up in the Five of Cups. You lied in the presence of people who have mastered psychology, people who have mastered their minds, mastered their spirits, mastered their souls. These are ascended masters amongst us. You went and you lied in the face of people who have great intuition and discernment, even amongst your satanic organization. I'm just going to keep it real. They're looking at you like you're crazy, because you are. You went after this person because you wanted their gifts. So you had a silent ulterior motive. You had a bigger plan behind all of this. You saw it through. You said, you know what? I'm going to call judgment on this person. And then I'm going to go report them to spiritual court. But before I do, let me do a little wham, a bam, a thank you, little chaotic ass, tumultuous ass, magic ass, death spell ass, energetic work first. This will absolutely have this person in spiritual court wearing this nasty karma. I know it's going to be their karma. And then I'm going to call judgment on them and say, see, I told you so. This person is not a good person. You should have dug a little bit deeper. But I feel like even if this person had pulled back all the layers, the Most High says the fact that they did not know who you were, like fully, was a blessing, because they would not have done what they did. And they absolutely are here to do exactly that. Had they really known how connected and divine you were, they wouldn't have done what they did. But we needed them to do it. Look at you sitting in plain sight. You're coming up as the high priestess and the hierophant and the ace of pentacles. You come with a gift. You come to share your gift. You come to help the world. Six of Pentacles. You give to people energetically, spiritually, mentally. You give to the needy. For some of you, you help the homeless. For some of you, you need to work with children, something like that. Whoever is thinking to start a meditation group for children, you need to go ahead and follow through with that. Some of you are into horticulture, agriculture, planting herbs with children, something like that. Somebody came for a whole star seed. Somebody who comes to plant seeds with the hopes that the Most High's will be done. Co-creating the future with Source all over the world. This is the person they came for. So they called you in the spiritual court. Don't you love when you get called in the spiritual court and you're innocent? Don't you just love that? I do. I love it. I call judgment. I'm like, oh, okay, great. We calling judgment. Okay, great. We've called judgment. This is exciting. Let's see what happens. Because when you call judgment, you're calling for the judgment of the bloodline. You're calling for the judgment on the destiny, the birthright, everything that this person has done up to said point. And you have this accusatory energy as if this person's done something. But reality, you created a whole mess for your life, for this satanic organization, for your coven, for your warlocks, whatever this is. The only thing you did was you led your whole group to the slaughter. That's what this person did. But the goal was to make you look crazy, swap out karma, and then they show up as you and take all this. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That didn't happen. Nine of Pentacles in the reverse was a bad investment. Somebody tried something over and over and over and over and over and over. They were relentless. Somebody lost sleep. Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Somebody lost sleep. Toil and labor. Somebody's exhausted. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Somebody could have gotten kicked out of this satanic group. The devil kicking people out. The devil's evicting people from their demonic ass spots. Yeah. They felt like that's justice. This person is not even welcome amongst the demonic groups that they was assigned to or initiated into. So you got the devil kicking people out. Spirit says this person's going to have to set up some type of a payment plan with the devil because the devil's come to collect. The devil owns this person's soul. Spirit says Satan, who, Lord have mercy, who goes by many names and many times and many lands. Satan owns this person's soul. They're going to have to create some type of setup or maybe exchange some type of an agreement, but they got to pay something back. Somebody was too busy digging. It's the kind of person that is like on this Inspector Gadget type ass energy. You know, I know there's something. I know you got something in your life that you did wrong. Like this is this kind of person. But in reality, they're really jealous of the fact that you mastered healing. They don't like it. They're jealous. Nobody's that good. Nobody's that nice. Nobody's that happy. Nobody's that much at peace. You're like, you ain't never been through the dark night of the soul. When you go through the dark night of the soul to the capacity that you've had to go through the dark night of the soul and you make it through stuff like this, it's easy to come out as somebody who's in the Ace of Pentacles, High Priestess, Hierophant energy. You know why? Because you're sitting in an energy of understanding and gratitude. You know what it feels like to be in hell. Again, most of that energy didn't even belong to us, but you're the one that answered the call. You're the one that signed up for it. The Most High said, how many people can I get to go? You raised your hand. Okay. And you were born. And here you are trying to do your job. Hopefully you're completing your task. Somebody's all the way in the South Node, honey. So whoever this person is, they refuse to let something go. Show me this person, Holy Spirit. They could have paid somebody. They could have got the group to go against you. Now they got big problems. The satanic group has given them the pink slip. Their walking papers. They got to get the hell up out the group. Okay. They can go be in their South Node by themselves. Yeah. The devil's kicking that ass out. I can't make it up. The devil's kicking that ass out. The devil say you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. Literally. He got to get the hell up out of here. Listen, let me tell you something. One thing I know about the devil, Satan, El Wasp, the whisperer, you know, whatever you want to call him, Lucifer, Beelzebub. One thing I know about him, her, it, whatever it turns into with a shape-shifting satanic ass. Listen, one thing I know about that dark ass energy, it don't want no smoke with the divine. The devil don't want no smoke with the divine. The devil will turn these people over in a heartbeat. The devil wants no smoke with the divine. Judgment. The devil wants no smoke with the divine. Somebody had the audacity to approach the spiritual courts of heaven, asking to speak to the higher ups. I know this person did da 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 da, and you was just as out here, just as reckless as could be. Not a wands in the reverse. Spiritual court is finding this person guilty for being a nasty, consistent, intentional liar, manipulator. Now they're in spiritual court trying to offer up what appears to be a breadcrumb, but the devil has come to collect, meaning they absolutely have to set up some type of a payment agreement or installment agreement on how they're going to pay this debt to the devil. Not a wands in the reverse and the page of pentacles. Yeah, it's a wrap. You got the two of wands. Somebody didn't see this happening. Two of wands is like foresight. Somebody didn't see this happening. Somebody was in the moment wanting something so bad to happen to you that they did not think about the outcome. Four of pentacles, they're silenced in spiritual court. I just heard mum's the word. Okay, mum's the mother freaking word. Clarify four of pentacles. Somebody silenced in spiritual court. There's a gag order for these demons. I just heard the demons are snitching on them. Clarify the demons are snitching on Satan. The demons are snitching on the devil. Oh, I'm telling you, these demons and these devils don't want no smoke with the Most High God. Look, the demons are snitching on the devil. Well, I had heard, and what had said was, look at the demons whispering in court, sneaky, deceptive. They wanted power. They wanted your position. They wanted your spot. They wanted your crown. They wanted your abilities. This was the reason. Okay, that's nothing new. What else is new? Big South Node energy. Somebody had intended to take what they thought was a shortcut to the fast track of your life. A shortcut, a reroute, a detour to try to get something that belongs to you, to try to cut you off up ahead before you reach a certain plateau, a spiritual plateau. But what they did not know was that peace was behind you. Peace was also ahead of you, and peace was guiding you in the current moment. You had angels that had already been loosed up ahead. Somebody tried to jump a timeline ahead of you to take something from you and throw their karma on you. Yeah, look, this is somebody that was doing a great deal of research, digging, if you will. Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Dum, dum. Inspector Gadget. Somebody's Inspector Gadget ass, you little punk ass clown. Digging in places that you have no place to be digging. Why were you in somebody's spiritual energy? Why were you trying to attack them? Because you had a silent, secret motive separate from your group. You got your satanic group, the satanic gang, and then you got your own personal, there's no I in team ass energy. You wanted somebody's power. The demons are snitching on y'all. You know that, right? The demon said you sent them to do some type of like upheaval work. That's what you hired these demons for. You promised them something. What did you promise them? A little rum, a little tequila, a little patron, a little cigar, a little cigarette, whatever this was that you promised them. You told these demons, go and create chaos amongst a peace earth angel, somebody who's in a peaceful state of mind. We need to state why you're being charged so aggressively in spiritual court, not because we need to state it, but it just really does make everything fall into place by way of the facts. You know, because something happens to these demonic people when they get in spiritual court, they get to woulda, coulda, shoulda, and what had happened was, and they conveniently get this spiritual amnesia. They don't remember. They like, huh? Six of Cups, nostalgia. What? Do you remember on this day you did X, Y, Z? Huh? I just hear being a good person. Okay, that's what you said the last lifetime. And now here you are again, having to do it again. These people are running up out of spiritual court. Where are they running from? Somebody called judgment down on you. Somebody requested to put you on the spiritual court calendar, the itinerary for an emergent spiritual court case, accusatory energy. blaspheming energy, saying that you had blasphemed the Most High God, when in fact it was them. This is what the demons are telling me. They're snitching on y'all because you wanted somebody's fortune. Let's just say what it was that you wanted. Two of Wands, that's destiny. That's birthright. That's divine right. That's divine intervention. That's spiritual contracts. Yeah. You went digging and you found out that somebody was destined for some type of greatness. The demons are snitching on y'all. Y'all got a gag order out. But the demons are absolutely snitching on the devil. Because guess what? The devil don't want no smoke with the Most High. These demons ain't afraid of the devil. They're afraid of the Most High God. Clarify, demons snitching on the devil. Clarify. So they said, this is what the demons said. They had said, the demons are testifying in spiritual court. And it's not looking good for none of you diabolical ass Satanists. It's not looking good. You thought you had it figured out. You still at the altar with the red and black candles. You better get your punk ass up from that damn altar and put that damn symbol down. Now you got a portal open that you can't close. Demons jumping in and out. Okay, that's what's up. Listen, I just saw that. I don't know who that's for. But the Four of Wands in the reverse, it ain't looking too good. That's like a loss. That's like no spiritual protection. That's like a house is not a home ass energy if there's no one there. Four of Wands in the reverse. This represents canceled celebrations. Somebody did not get what it was that they had anticipated by way of casting this master illusion. For them, they felt this is a master illusion. Oh, this will go down well in spiritual court. The shit backfired. They literally called down judgment on themselves. It was the best thing that they could have done. They collectively took out an entire group. It's too late to be kicked out. This group believes that letting go of this person, kicking this person out is going to save the group. No, all the Satanists are going down. You got the Nine of Cups in the reverse. This did not turn out the way somebody had anticipated. You got the King of Swords in the upright. Who's the King of Swords in the upright, Holy Spirit? Libran energy. Somebody's been kicked out of their group. This guy's like a Mason. Mason. Feel like he has his hand in a little bit of everything. Could have different kinds of friends all over the world. This is a magician. He knows other magicians. They collaborate when they need to get something done. King of Swords. Somebody held a high rank in a very low vibrational ass group. King of Swords, Three of Swords, Libran energy, Nine of Cups. They did not get their wish fulfillment. Four of Wands in the reverse. This person has cursed their lineage. They did it all for power. They did it all for clout. You were supposed to swap out energy with them so that you would show up diabolical to spiritual court. You got snatched into spiritual court, chosen one. You got snatched into spiritual court. And you showed up balanced. You showed up as the alchemist. The real reports have been put in. They've been exposed. There's a real spiritual report. The angels were recording. They know exactly what happened. King of Wands in the upright. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Clarify King of Wands to the King of Swords. Who are these people? This could be a partnership. Could be two men. Two of Cups. This could be two people that have some type of understanding in this group. A blood oath, if you will. They're heartbroken. It's two satanic people. Luciferian. Okay. They pose as Masons. That's what I just heard. They pose as Masons. They're married to witches. Queen of Pentacles. Clarify these people. Yeah, they all married to witches. They all got their wives bound. They show up as the Emperor, King of Wands, King of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. They show up as diplomatic people. They show up as people who are responsible. These are warlocks that come out of retirement when they need to. These are people that don't have to do magic anymore. They could have been urged to come out of retirement to do some type of magic on an earth angel after somebody told them a lie and tried to project their karma onto this earth angel. This was absolutely unsuccessful. All these men have their wives bound. These are not your normal holy matrimony ass relationships. These people can't move unless the other one moves. They can't get divorced. They can't separate. This is definitely some type of satanic oath. Eight of Swords, they're bound to it. They show up as very diplomatic people. Okay. Somebody could be a police officer. These are like the leaders in the group with the Eight of Swords. Now they're all in spiritual jail. Clarify. Six of Pentacles. What's the Six of Pentacles? Yeah. Somebody pay for your power, your strength, because they're sick. Period. The reason for the sacrifice, the reason for the needing to swap out a destiny very, very quickly was somebody needed strength. Somebody is sick. Somebody's dying. They're in the Three of Swords now. Strength is in the reverse. That's a loss of power. I just heard lack of recognition. Lack of recognition. Somebody in this group wanted to prove to this group that they were a master magician. Okay. Somebody wanted to prove that this could work. Nine of Cups in the reverse. The demons are snitching on y'all. You got the Four of Swords and you got the Six of Pentacles. Yeah. Somebody paid for somebody's health. Somebody paid for somebody's good energy. That was the purpose. This has failed. It's like literally somebody's hanging on day by day. Somebody could be doing a ritual just to live like a few more days. Like it's very odd. It's giving, if I could only touch the hem of your garment type energy. Chosen one. They call down judgment. Somebody didn't do the switch fast enough. Somebody was supposed to swap out karma and then call judgment on you. You get the harsh judgment. Your whole bloodline, your whole life gone. And they would just walk into the sunset with the Two of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Somebody feels as though to do that to an earth angel, that is a badge of honor. The goal was to move forward in the chariot with the victory in your energy. Somebody feels like that's like a badge of honor. Somebody's done this a lot to a lot of people. Clarify. Yeah, somebody's done this to a lot of people. Well, not this time. Somebody didn't know that this time would be the last time. Four of Swords with the Five of Cups and the Eight of Swords. They're all bound to it. If one person did something, they're all bound to it. This is given funeral. This is given close to death. Mortality. Somebody's considering their mortality. Morbidity. Thank you. I stand corrected. Spirit says what I'm saying is the truth. Clarify. Mortality. Somebody's done this to a lot of people. Somebody's extended their life by way of swapping out destinies right when death shows up. That's why I said mortality. To live. Somebody wants to live. Somebody does some type of ritual to keep body jumping or power swapping, energy swapping, karmic swapping, destiny swapping, and not this time. Somebody came up against a real spiritual G. Somebody that knows the inner workings of spiritual law. You tapped into the ancient gods within your bloodline, your lineage. Somebody awakened your ancient God. Whew. Clarify this Satanist. Somebody paid for the power. Somebody wanted to live long. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, I don't know who felt this was going to be like something that was successful. Swapping out something. This could have even been a sickness, disease, whatever it is death. And it's bad karma. And somebody absolutely did this to themselves. They call down judgment, swap it out, and then they call down judgment with the hopes that the spiritual courts of heaven would see you as somebody who broke spiritual law. That's crazy. They're giving up all their secrets, man. Every time they do magic, they show us their hand. Your enemy doesn't even know why they have to be your footstool. This is like my enemy is my footstool ass energy. They have to reveal to you the magic that they've done, the lies that they've told, even when they don't realize it. Clarify. Yeah, they gotta reveal it. The Hangman in the reverse. The sacrifice gone wrong. A lot of things that were sacrificed to end up with nothing. Like all that work and what did it get me type ass energy. You got the Three of Cups. These people really believed that this would be successful. Clarify. They were celebrating another sacrifice a little too soon. A little too soon. Five of Swords in the reverse. Somebody started out defeated. Somebody went into this work knowing that this was possible, that it would backfire. With the Five of Swords in the reverse and the Hangman in the reverse. Yeah, somebody knew. There's a 99.9% chance that this shit ain't gonna work. That's what I just heard. You got the Queen of Swords energy. Clarify the Queen of Swords. And the Sun. They see you as somebody that is so tapped in. You communicate to source. You talk to source. You get answers. You are enlightened. You can see through the bullshit, through the murkiness, through the blurred lines, through the white lines that are blown away. You see a lot. You see the truth. Knight of Cups energy. Somebody in this organization wants to apologize, toil and labor for the work that they did. Somebody's working real hard to undo something. Whatever this is, they have to, I don't know if they're communicating something to somebody else or somebody's advising them of what to do to slow down this judgment. Yeah, this is a beautiful court case. They pulled you into spiritual court, called down judgment. You were found innocent, and all that nasty karma went right back to them. So you got the toil and labor card here, Eight of Pentacles, Virgo energy, and you got the Eight of Wands. Something's being communicated about the work that you do, what you're here to do. This is what spiritual court has decided. This is what the ascended masters are showing up to say, that you're here because the divine wants you to be here. And this puts somebody literally in a mental imprisonment in the middle of the court case. Somebody wanted to humiliate you. Somebody wanted to prove so bad that you were just not a nice person. They were digging and digging and digging. Somebody did a whole bunch. Only to be in spiritual court embarrassed, laid out, throwing a tantrum. It's a nail-biting situation. Somebody doesn't know what else to do. They're down for the count. Now they feel betrayed by the group. They feel betrayed by spiritual court. But how? Exactly. Like how? This person is a gift. This person was sent by the divine. Ace of Pentacles, spiritual gifts. Ace of Swords, you speak the truth. Queen of Swords, you go within. You see the truth. You know the truth. Hermit energy. Listen, I can't make it up. You're coming up as an earth angel. Somebody is crazy. I love it when these things play out and literally your enemy is your footstool. Them going into spiritual court, calling down judgment on you, saying that you were a liar, you were a devil worshiper, all the things that they were. It was a brilliant plan that they would go into spiritual court and call down judgment because they literally have taken down this entire establishment. They shed light in places where we weren't even looking. Okay. Thank you. They did the work. See, your enemy is absolutely helping you, even when they don't realize it. Okay. So now they're coming out as the wounded warriors. Now they're wounded, landing on their own sword, landing on their own lies, submerged in it, marinated in it. Somebody don't know how to get out of it. They got to lay down and stay down. It's crazy work. Thank you for calling down judgment. I don't even know what else to say. This is a beautiful, clear-cut case that when you're minding your own business and somebody thinks that they can call down judgment on you, and so then spiritual court, you know, it's like, okay, we call down judgment, and Gabriel blows that horn and you show up as somebody who speaks the truth, sent by the Most High God, earth angel energy. Not only that, this person didn't think that they would be incriminated for some shit that they did. Crazy. One case got them caught up. Now all their cases are in spiritual court. They got to pay back all that karma. The people in the organization are trying to figure out how to undo the work. There's two men that are trying to figure this out and a woman in this organization. Whoever these satanic leaders are, they're trying to figure out how to undo the work. Also, there were children that were sacrificed. That too is under judgment. Somebody blamed everything on you. Somebody said you did this, 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 and this. But in reality, they were really revealing what they did. And now there's judgment being called down. They really wanted you to take their karma. They sacrificed a lot of children, destinies. It's all coming out. It's all going to work out. I can't make it up. Anything else, Holy Spirit, before we close out this reading? I don't even know what else to say. It's what he called down judgment, child. And they ended up going into spiritual jail and hell, in purgatory, in judgment. Somebody's soul is under judgment. Their spirit is under judgment. Anything else we need to know? Yeah, it's over. This person tried to switch places with you. Instead of them going to spiritual jail, they wanted you there. You've been vindicated. In the case of this weird shit, whatever this is, you have been vindicated. Beautiful chosen one. Transfer of power. Crazy. Their whole lineage is under judgment. You're coming out as strength. You're coming out as somebody who's a warrior. You're coming out as somebody that the ancestors love. Notice that infinity symbol over her head. Notice the way she's taming the beast. Listen, This is beautiful energy. Congratulations. Your enemies got you blessed. Congratulations, Divine Collective. Your enemy is your footstool. Step on them, step over them, step around them. That is absolutely something that they signed up to be, literally. Okay? They did. The moment they tried to go against the Most High's plan, they accepted a contract with the enemy to be your footstool. Okay? They forgot to read that part of the contract, and now they're being reminded in spiritual court. Terms and conditions, the fine print absolutely is valid. Needless to say, these blood contracts have been canceled. I love y'all so very much. Shout out to the people that send me donations. Thank you. Shout out to the people that donate. Just kind words and kind gestures. I really do genuinely appreciate that. I love it when these readings resonate. I love it when it like makes a light bulb go off over your head. I love it when you get what you need in addition to what it is you intuitively are feeling. You are the high priestess. You are the hierophant. And I am very honored to channel this energy. Holy Spirit, please close any doors that don't need to be open. Please return any energies to sender and where they belong. So shall it be. Thank you. Drop a heart down below for some self-love. I'll see you soon. Peace be with you.